All right, am I good to go?
Let me. Oh yeah, you should be good to go.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm back. This is a short hike. Uh, it's kind of like a free roam, like small little 3D area with a bunch of stuff to do. And I wanted to, just a little bit before the run started, explain two things. First off, so this category is all golden feathers. You can see my golden feathers in the bottom left. I have 20. I'm going to be trying to get all 20 of these from a new file. What the golden feathers do is they give me an extra midair jump. So over the course of this run, I'm going to go from 0 midair jumps to 20. Other thing I want to bring up is speedrun mode. So if I type in the cheats PLZ, you see a little piece of like toast in one of the corners. And what that gives me access to is speedrun PLZ, which is speedrun mode, where not only do I have an in-game timer in the bottom right, but also instead of having to go through dialogue like this, I can just hold backspace and it auto skips all the dialogue. So I'm going to be using that to make the run go a lot faster. With that being said, time is going to start when I start a new game, which, funny thing, there's a cheat for that as well. So time is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So immediately, I'm going to be doing a pretty tricky jump where I'm going to do what's called a chest boost. Basically, chests in this game that have coins in them, the coins will kind of shoot out in a way that, like, I kind of got it. The coins will shoot out with a like hitbox on them that pushes you upwards, and I can use that to gain a lot of height off of chests, which is really good for the beginning of the game when I don't have any golden feathers and no good way to gain height. Unfortunately, I struggled with the umbrella boost after the first chest bounce, so I need to take a little bit of a backup path here to grab that shovel, and then give the small shovel to this frog for the big shovel. And the big shovel is very important. It allows us to dig up treasure, which can help give us a lot of coins, and even some golden feathers, so that's really helpful. He's also eventually going to give us a golden feather, so I'm going to grab that. I'm also collecting 15 seashells throughout the course of this run, so I'm going to get started on that early. You can see some more chest boosts here. I use it to get up this cliff. And when I have enough money, I can go to the park ranger, and the park ranger will actually sell me a few of the golden feathers. So now I have my first golden feathers of the run. I have my double jumps, and I'm immediately just going to start getting back on track to get more money and golden feathers. I need 580 coins throughout the course of this run, so a lot of money collecting to do. I can start a side quest that eventually leads to a golden feather by talking to that artist, and then I can chest boost back to the frog sandcastle town, which is now big enough to have a golden feather. There we are. With that, I'm going to be jumping up here and going to the woods, where there's a feather on this rock, and then there's a trail of coins going this way. The trail of coins is important because, as I mentioned, I need 580 coins in this run, and there are, like, no spares on the route. Like, I will not have extra money at all if I follow the route correctly. So I need to make sure I get every coin on my path. There's a hidden golden feather there, and then one on this lighthouse. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a detour to this side island, which is a very important part of the run, where I get to explain climbing a bit in detail. So on top of using your golden feathers to jump, you can also climb with them. However, as you see, like when I climb, the golden feathers fade away. If I jump while the feather is half faded away, instead of using a full gold feather's worth of stamina, it just uses whatever's left of the feather I'm currently working on, which allows me to get a lot more height than potentially intended from the combination of climbing and jumping. At the top of that mountain, I got a silver feather, which you might know is not golden. However, it's still worth getting, as it not only makes my jumps higher, but it makes my gliding speed faster. So it's going to make like my main method of movement throughout the run just easier and quicker to use. With that being said, I can go down here, grab a bunch of money, and then I'm going to go play a fun little game of beach stickball. So beach stickball is like volleyball, but we hit the beach ball with a stick, and it's a team game. So every hit that either of us get counts as a point, and I need to get 10 points to get the golden feather that this guy has. So after I get the 5th hit of my own, I'm just gonna glide off with my golden feather. And coming up is one of the harder glide sections of the run. I need to talk to the artist here. And what I kind of need to do is a combination of gliding and climbing to make sure that I'm far enough to the left and still make it all the way up to the chest that's up here that has a golden feather in it. There we go. Did that part of the run very well. But now that that's done, I can grab the boat key. I also accidentally grabbed the boating manual. All right. But with the boat key, I can take this kid out on the boat. And this is where one of the most important parts of the run comes in. So if I move fast enough while on the boat, the kid will challenge me to take his race course. Okay, I didn't go quite fast enough on that first run. Usually, you want to go fast enough by the time he stops you. Or by the time you stop on that island, you want him to give you the speed tutorial. But like once we do that, we get the race course, and the race course is where probably the biggest skip in the run takes place. So during this race course, there's going to be a ramp that like the boat jumps off of. And all right, the boat can be a little bit tricky to control, but there we go. Just did a little bit of a loop-de-loop. But what I can do is, as we go off the ramp, I can press shift to dismount the boat. And if I am not technically in the boat while it goes off the ramp, it won't play the cutscene where it breaks. And so I can skip having to go repair it, and then redoing the race, and then doing the race again to get the golden feather. I can just get it on my first attempt of the race and not have to do all of the side stuff. So with that being done, we're going to start prepping for late game a little bit. I'm grabbing a bunch of money and shells to start my climb up to the actual top of the mountain here. For a little bit of the story of this game, which there isn't too much, but basically Claire wants to make it to the top of this mountain because it's the only place on this island with cell service, and she's waiting for a call from her mom, who is in the hospital. So I can use the flower trampolines here to get really good boosts if I glide into them, and I can use that to get to this little side area of the mountain here. And I'm officially high enough on the mountain where it's cold, and it being cold is important because that actually affects how I use my feathers. Instead of the game restocking my cold feathers when I touch the ground, I have to be either in a hot spring or near a campfire to get my feathers back once I use them. So thankfully we have more than enough feathers to make it to the top of the mountain. And at this point we do a little bit of waiting where you wait about 30 seconds for the phone call that I mentioned just a little bit ago. And then the run kicks into its end game phase, where once you make it to the top of this mountain, you can technically go back into the cabin where you started the game to finish the game at any time. So this is like the game's win condition. But obviously we're not done collecting all the golden feathers, so we're going to do a little bit more of that. Immediately after this cutscene ends, there was a college student I talked to earlier who's selling golden feathers for 100 coins. The lore is that he's bought golden feathers from the from the park ranger and is reselling them for college funds. So they have 4 total, each 100 coins. And I bought one earlier, and I'm going to buy the other 3 now. And so now that's all the needed for money in the run completed. So now I can just grab the last golden feather and start kind of cleaning up, or the last couple golden feathers, and also start cleaning up my sideshow, or my seashell side quest. A lot of S's in that one. We can also finish up the artist side quest by talking to the artist here, and then immediately diving down to the park ranger and getting a golden feather there as well. So now that that's done, we can grab this last seashell here, bring it to this kid on the beach who wants us to bring a shell necklace made out of 15 seashells to May, who is just over here, and also who we need to talk to finish the game. So I'm going to get the last golden feather from May here, and time is going to be when I go back in the cabin, which is time.
CJ.
Sub 10 is nice. That is definitely my goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a short hike. That's a really just cute, cozy, fun game to run. Shoutouts to indie games. I'm a big fan of those. And yeah, I don't have much else to say. Thank you so much for watching.
Awesome, yeah. Thanks for that, Laurie. That run was really cozy and a lot of fun. So coming up next, we're going to be having Warden by Jack Slur, so definitely stick around for that.